Way back in 1991, Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit video had everything you'd think a rock video should have. Pretty young girls dancing, angry young men moshing, joyous group rebellion. That was updated for a new generation. No more spandex and chest hair, no more limos with hot tubs full of hot chicks, no more hairspray queens grinding the hood of sports cars. Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit video replaced the 80s idea of what rock and roll looked like with flannel shirts and Chuck Taylors, sweaty teenage angst, and oh by the way, adult film stars. Not exactly a choice that lines up with what we know of Kurt Cobain's feminist stance and his campaign to bring women to the forefront of rock and roll and his fight to stop having them objectified within such media as rock and roll videos. This is something that Cobain would only ever speak about one time in his entire life. Go ahead and digest this contradiction while I explain. Long after Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit video would melt the faces of kids worldwide, reaching #1 on the pop charts by knocking off Michael Jackson's Billie Jean, Kurt Cobain would tell biographer Michael Azerrad, "What I wanted was really ugly, overweight cheerleaders, and a couple of guys too, just because I'm sickened by the stereotypical prom queen." What director Sam Baer thought the video needed, with his mind still stuck in the 80s, was super sexy, promiscuous cheerleaders. Infamously, Cobain and Baer would go back and forth. Kurt had a very clear vision of what he wanted this video to be. In fact, we could make a whole video just about the Smells Like Teen Spirit video. It is why there are actually 2 cuts of the video. Kurt's edit that we would see on MTV, and then Sam Baer's edit that you can find on YouTube, and if you watch it, you will notice that it is very cheesy, very corny, very 80s. Sam Baer lies to Kurt Cobain, assures him that he is casting the types of actors and actresses that Kurt wants for his vision. For the most part, Kurt got what he wanted. The band announced on the radio a few days before the video shoot that any of their fans could come down and be in the video, so what you see is what you get. But when it came to the cheerleaders, Sam Baer goes behind Kurt Cobain's back. He calls a local casting agency for adult films, and that casting agency sends them over girls who had acted in adult films. The video shoot has been paid for. It is go time. Kurt can't back out now. Sam Baer knows this. Sam Baer forces upon Nirvana the antithesis of what Nirvana stood for, and Kurt Cobain would resent him for life for it. Needless to say, the girls from the casting agency were kind of confused and a little shocked that when they arrived to the video shoot, they learned they'd be putting a costume on and not taking a costume off. Since we're on the subject of the Smells Like Teen Spirit video, let's go ahead and talk about Dave's drum kit. Keen observers may notice that the underneath of Dave's cymbals are duct taped. This is often the case while bands are filming their music videos. They're not really playing, they're just acting, and the duct tape sort of mutes the cymbals so they don't get so loud and annoying during the hours and hours of takes that it takes to make a music video. Kurt and Chris had a real disdain for Hollywood, the whole image of it, the illusion of perfection. Before Nirvana, no one had showed some of that illusion within a music video. Nirvana, with their punk rock roots, loved to troll directors and producers of shows. Instead of hiding the fact that the cymbals are muted and Dave's obviously not really playing the song, they just go ahead and show it in the video. Similarly, when Nirvana would appear on the most popular British music TV show, Top of the Pops, they were told that they would actually be acting as if they were in a music video. The show would play the clean, polished record version of the song, and the bandmates would be playing unplugged. As well, they wanted Kurt to lip sync. Well, the band protested. They wanted to make a live performance. The producers producer of Top of the Pops made a deal with Nirvana. How about you guys pretend to play your instruments, but Kurt can really sing for real? So the music is being played from the record all flawless and perfect, but they would turn Kurt's mic on and he would sing for real. Well, pretend they did. On their first mainstream appearance, most popular TV show in the UK, they over-exaggerate their movements. They let the audience in front of them and the TV audience know we're not really doing this, and Kurt gives his best Morrissey impression, even shoves the microphone in his mouth as he's singing. The whole performance is hilariously ridiculous. Nirvana trolls the crap out of the producer of Top of the Pops. And funny enough, it's like Nirvana could do no wrong. Because they did this, people loved them even more for it. But that's not what I really want to talk about when it comes to Dave's drum set. Again, the keen observer would notice the word chaka on Dave's outer bass drum head. This left fans around the world baffled. Chaka is not a real word. What does it mean? What is the band trying to relay to the audience? If you're from the Los Angeles area and you grew up during that time, you probably already know about chaka. But for the rest of us, let me explain. In November of 1990, Dave Grohl was down in Los Angeles sitting in with L7 for a Rock for Choice benefit. At the time, Dave was dating L7's bassist, Jennifer Finch, and he was just helping his girlfriend out. And this is when he first comes across the work of an infamous graffiti artist that would tag his images with the name Chaka. Kurt and Kristen Dave, being amateur graffiti artist taggers themselves, thought that it was pretty amazing what this guy did. Believe it or not, Chaka had tagged his name over 50,000 times around the Los Angeles area, causing over $500,000 worth of damage. His real name? Daniel Ramos. He was tried and convicted, sentenced to 3 years probation and 1,500 hours of community service cleaning off his own graffiti. Kurt Cobain had once tagged the very school that he was working as a janitor at, also the same school where he himself attended high school, and had to himself clean off his own graffiti. This was something they could relate to. Chaka's vandalism was on a scale unimaginable. So when you see that word on Dave's bass drum head, well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we could probably call it the very first shout out, a 1991 pre-internet version of a shout out. They were saying what's up to Daniel Ramos, aka Chaka. I'm going to jump around a little bit just to mix it up, but we will revisit the Nevermind album. This is somewhat of a short one for you. Initially, Nirvana's first album, Bleach, only sold around 40,000 copies, but still at $5, $6, $7 a pop, you can imagine this was quite a bit of money. Definitely when you consider that the album only cost the band $606.17 to make, and Kurt had amassed a small cult following within the music underground. He was known as somewhat of a sub-pop rock godlike figure. Everyone noticed, especially right away, that Nirvana, unlike most of the other grunge bands, had a huge female following. If you went to one of those early Nirvana club shows, over 50% of the crowd would be female. Now, naturally, this is why Nirvana took such a harsh stance on men being bullies at their shows, because they knew there was a lot of women there. Nirvana was very protective of their female fans. Now, in the old videos, you typically only see the dudes, right? Because they bully their way up to the stage and there's the mosh area. The women are usually in the back and around the sides, the ones that you don't see in those videos. Kurt would often receive fan mail, and a great majority of that fan mail was again from female admirers and fans. As you may already know, Courtney Love, his future wife, would even send him fan mail in the form of a heart-shaped box full of seashells, to which he did not reply. But that was not typical of Kurt. Kurt would usually write back to his fans. He meticulously kept track of his fan mail, and he would write back as often as he could, often spending hours just writing letters to people. When Nirvana became so big because of Nevermind, and the fan mail grew out of control, he actually hired one of his friends to meticulously keep track of that fan mail. That's right, Kurt Cobain cared so much about reaching out to his fan base that he put one of his friends, Niles Bernstein, on a payroll and paid him to do nothing but keep track of their fan mail. And to my knowledge, Niles Bernstein is on Twitter, and you can follow him to this day. No long explanation for this one. I just wondered if any of you ever noticed the girl in the mosh pit in the Smells Like Teen Spirit video. And the fact that she's not wearing a shirt. It only happens for a few frames here and there, so you really have to be paying close attention and looking for details, such as I was doing for videos such as this. But as you see, this girl was so brazen, and I thought it was funny that we were just talking about how most females would be to the sides and around the back of Nirvana shows. Well, not this girl. She got right up in the middle of the mosh pit, and she didn't give up. Remember, this wasn't fake. This wasn't acting. All of the kids who had came down for the shoot had been sitting on the bleachers the entire day taking crap from director Sam Baer. They actually nicknamed him Napoleon. The kids got tired of being bossed around. They grew restless. They stampeded the band, and that's when they got the best shots for the video. What you see was really happening. It wasn't fake. Kudos to this girl, or should I say grown woman, wherever you are, for just letting go and getting into the music and not really caring what other people think about you. One more detail I noticed that I just want to throw in there. Dave Grohl, on the other hand, was wearing a shirt. He was actually wearing a Scream t-shirt, a shout out to his first band, Scream.
Oh, Don.
What the hell are you, B. Wayne?
When the deep purple flows.
That's right. That's before their time.
I know.
Gee.
Everything.
There's a Polish guy.
How do you know he's a Polish guy?
Well, look at him. He's sitting there dazed. Now. And look at this
Excuse
crowd.
me, sir. Are you Polish?
What is your heritage, sir? Well, wait a minute.
wrong.
Wait a minute. If this is going to be a contest, what is your heritage, sir?
I don't know. I forgot.
Then you're Polish. When you forget, you're Polish. Remember what your people said in Warsaw on Saturday night? Where are we going to hide? But good luck to you, kid. I don't care what... You sound Norwegian. You can't kid me. You sound Norwegian. You Norwegian?
You Norwegian?
I'm
Hey,
German.
I know what the hell I'm saying. I don't need you.
Wait a minute.
You
He
what?
said he's German.
You're German.
Yeah, now you
No
better
trouble. No trouble. We were wrong. Had you won, you could have been up here. Anyway, a couple of more weeks and you could have won it. But that's the way it goes.
Are you a tennis player?
No, he's not a tennis player. He's getting an operation.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, when you make up your mind, call me.
Yeah.
Listen.
I'm listening. You are so bad. I can't believe it.
Can you picture when the show's over, this guy's going, I don't think that was funny. Listen, I'm only kidding you, fella. Anyway, do you play tennis? Anyway, don't worry about it. Hey, can I ask you something?
What is it
when
you
your
want to know?
suits always bulge out?
Because...
My God! Good to see you, Alan.
All I can say to that one is Pat Smear was a good sport about it. He didn't freak out. He seemed to be enjoying himself. Comedians used to be ruthless, and they would pick on anyone. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I know this was only 5. I'm going to make another video with even more rare Nirvana facts. I need to cut this short. I have some family business to take care of, and I wanted to get this done in time for New Year's after the live chat. I hope you've enjoyed so far. Look forward to even crazier rare Nirvana facts coming soon. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. It's not gonna kill you. Leave me a like so more people see the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.